we know about life and death because we do have something else in common, and that's we both lost a son to a fentanyl overdose. Tell us about Jamie.
He was fun. He was gregarious. He loved to laugh, and that's why for our foundation we do roast. There he is with our previous dog Puck in the basement. Puck would be a great partner for him and his sister Arlen. We lost Jamie at 23 years old. He loved hockey, loved basketball too. Was a pretty good basketball player, and he had a little height on me. Actually, he hit I think 5'9" or so, which was big for our family. But he loved to laugh. A good kid, a big heart, and so many friends. And that day when his funeral, on December the 11th of 16, when he passed, one of the worst snowstorms we've had in Michigan in years, and that was when Mickey had the cup. We were young. That was the last picture we had together in Florida on the ice. He was in rehab in Florida, and was 228 days of sobriety, and days of sobriety matter. And scrupulous doctor there, who's now was sentenced to 20 years in prison, was reduced to 12. But that whole place where he was staying, where he shouldn't have been staying, doctors who duped him and gave him Xanax when you you could never give a recovering addict Xanax. And they did. He felt better about himself, and he should have known not to take anything. I'm absolving him from him. But that home, and people ripping people off with free rent just so they could go through the whole cycle, what is called patient brokering. You go get blood tests. And I was getting bills for $50,000 for pissing in a cup. I mean, it was unbelievable, and how fraudulent it was. And we had over 60,000 of bills. Some people had millions because they just get you to a place where you think you're in a sober home. They send you for testing. The doctors built the insurance industry, and the whole sober home, which isn't, gets paid off. And Jamie was in that sober home, should have known, not so sober home, should have known to take nothing, but he did. And the pill he took was laced with fentanyl. And they waited to clean up the place, stole his shit. E60 did a report on that on ESPN, and they waited an hour before they called the meds, and he was already gone.
There was a piece that about Jamie, that story that aired a while back, and we're going to just pull a clip from that. Vic?
If someone loses a struggle to that deadly disease, cancer, for example, they've lost that valiant struggle, and yet someone who dies of addiction is said to have died in an alley alone with the needle in their arm, and that is not the case. Scott said to me, and I'll never forget, he said, you don't know right now what this is going to mean to you in the long run. You don't know right now what your calling is in all of this, but you will find it.
And that's Scott Oake.
We're talking about Scott Oake. Yeah. So, we had Scott Oake on the show. He lost his son Bruce to an overdose in 2011. Scott has taken his son's legacy to the next level with the opening of the Bruce Oake Recovery Center in Winnipeg, a very successful recovery center. Here's Scott talking about that incredible.
We expect 180 or 200 men each year to pass through Bruce Oake, and every one of them, we hope, will be able to get their lives back. That may be asking too much because there is a failure rate in recovery, but everybody's got a chance there, right? The Bruce Oake Recovery Center offers hope, and it offers hope based on two cornerstones. One is a continuum of care. You can stay in the program for as long as it takes to get it right. It's not 21 days, 45 days, 90 days. It's however long it takes to get it right. And that could be a year, it could be 2 years. And the second cornerstone of it is those who can't afford to pay are not turned away because they're covered by a combination of social assistance and fundraising. So no one's left behind at Bruce Oake, and it's our son's legacy.